Look at this bitch ass nigga bleeding. Look at this bitch ass nigga bleeding. That's why we knocked your bitch ass out, nigga. Fuck Norte, nigga. Nah, come through, nah. Nah, let him. We already fucked him up. Let him. Hey, come on, now, come on. Fuck him. Let's go.
Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Let Tommy with the phone habit. Bye up. Sur gang. Hey, welcome back. Let's get to that intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking, and I highly appreciate the support, man. Thank you. I'm very humbled. So, hey, look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it isn't, man. It's Tommy Gunz, man. More faster than the speeding bullet. Give him a phone. You know he'll pull it. Tommy Gunz gets into another altercation, this time in Bakersfield in the mall, with a known Norteno. Okay, I won't even say alleged, a known Norteno known as Clout from Barrio Central Poros, Porterville, Tulare County, right? And they must have recognized each other right off the bat because I seen the video clip, which I cannot show here due to the graphic nature of violence, right? Look, one Norteno, two Southsiders, and basically a bunch of youngsters doing exactly what they signed up for. Gang banging, fighting, throwing up gang signs, fighting in public, getting off where they're mad at, rushing each other in sight. And there's a whole bunch of people that are mad at it. I don't know why. They are doing exactly what they want to do. See, Tommy Gunz has already made his decision. His decision is he could be out there gang banging, handling his business, or it could be the truth in the booth. Unfortunately, he has made the decision that the clout, the respect of you, me, and everyone else, people, strangers he doesn't know, means more to him than getting into that booth and being the truth and making a fucking hit song and making a pile of money to take care of his generations and making generational wealth. He don't care about that at this point. So you can't be both. You can't be a gang member, gangster, hardcore, and a fucking entertainer. You have to make a decision and draw the line. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be a part of your barrio. That doesn't mean you can't represent what you represent, but you need to understand that if you're out there gangbanging, displaying assaultive behavior, pulling out phones every damn time you're doing it, eventually the bullshit's going to catch up to you, and you're not going to have the upper hand. This is the third incident that I've already seen Tommy Gunz involved in, and the internet's on fire about it. This time, it shows him being involved in an altercation. Now, from what I've seen, and this is just facts, I'm not fucking sugarcoating, adding preservatives, trying to make one side look better than the other, just keeping it fucking real. It seems like this Norteno was walking through the mall with his old lady, his girl, and Tommy Gunz was surrounded by his entourage. He had 2 or 3 homeboys with them. They were just doing their thing, minding their business. And somehow, one way or another, they ran into each other. And there was some words exchanged. And from what I seen in the video, the Norteno got off first. He rushed Tommy Gunz. And of course, man, people are speculating and they're tripping because why couldn't Tommy Gunz handle the fade one-on-one? Look, man, there's no rules in fighting. There's no rules in engagement. Especially when you got your homeboys with, look at, imagine this. And this is the way it goes in the gang lifestyle. I'm giving it to you real rugged and rough, right? Real raw and rugged and rough. If his homeboys wouldn't have assisted him and he'd have got his ass whipped, his homeboys would have got DP. They'd have been all bad for not jumping when something cracks off. There's no rules to this shit. I'm sure if the roles were reversed and the Norteno had 3 or 4 homeboys, they'd have did the same bullshit to Tommy Gunz. That's the facts. That's the truth, man. It just happened to be that dude has heart. That dude wasn't intimidated by 2 or 3 individuals. That dude was like, hey, I see the enemy. We don't like each other. Engage mode, right? And he just went straight off and got off where he was mad at. Now, 2 things that I took from the video. 1, Tommy Gunz backed up a little bit. I think he does Miyagi-Do. I think he does Miyagi-Do karate. I don't think he does Cobra Kai, right? If you notice, I've been watching the Cobra Kai show. Because if it was Cobra Kai, he'd be on the offensive. He'd be the one getting off first, right? He does Miyagi, though. He has to get his shit together and jump back and try to do the crane, but he never gets a chance to throw the kick because people get off. They rush him. Tommy Gunz, once again, is seen on camera, his own people filming of him backing up before fucking they engage in a fight, right? Dude takes flight, and then, of course, they get to jump in on old boy. Didn't do too much damage. He got a couple scratches on the eye, lumped up. The shit happened fast, man. You wouldn't expect there to be life-ending injuries that fast. Now, someone could have pulled a weapon. It could have been disastrous. It's done in a public place. There could have been bullets. There could have been civilians struck or hurt. But obviously, in this situation, you can see that the security was right there. Security let them handle their business for a few minutes before they broke it up. It wasn't very hard for them to break it up. And then they re-engaged later on in the video. And look, I'm not going to lie, man. Everyone got their punches. Everyone did their thing. It's an L for everyone. Not a W, an L for everyone. It's a losing cause. You could fight, and it accomplishes nothing. Now there's a video floating around that shows Tommy Gunz pulling out his fucking phone again, recording. See, it's more about the clout. He pulled that phone out, showing people, look, we knocked his ass out, disrespecting Norteños, calling him, derogatory terms or whatever he does. And according to him and in his mind, man, they tore this guy up. They massacred this guy. It was the motherfucking Pixley massacre. But in real life, after different angles of the video are shown, it was 1 versus 2, and it wasn't even that serious. You know, you would think they'd have left him stretched out where he couldn't get up. This guy got jumped right back up, started throwing up gang signs. His lady pulled him away, and then they re-engaged. It seemed like Tommy's homeboys really had something to prove. There was one in particular in a blue T-shirt that kept on getting off where he was mad at. Tommy was like, let's go, hey, let's go. We did it already. We did it. Look it, I don't know about Tommy, but I come from an era of you don't stop till they slam you on the ground and mace you. You keep on going, all that. We got him already. We got him already. Hey, if you're going to say that, you don't do nothing in the first place. Hey, what did Cobra Kai say? No mercy, right? No mercy. But I'm glad that he does have the wherewithal to understand, man, hey, we already did our thing. Let's leave it alone. You know, my whole thing with Tommy Gunz is why are you continuously pulling out phones, man? You know, that's not gangbanging, homie. That's snitching. That's telling. Then releasing the videos to Instagram and all these social media sites. Like you're self-admitting what you are. You're telling on your homeboys, you're putting them in a light. You know, for all you know, they could be on the run, be on parole, be on probation, and you're putting them in a spot. You know, all for clout, all to say, look, we saw Norteno and we fought him. What's the big deal? Norteños and Southsiders been fighting for fucking 50 years, Holmes. That ain't the first or the last. You know, and as far as the Norteño goes, hey, he's in the same situation, man. He chose to run up on Tommy Gunz. He chose to engage. Now, I seen that the Northerner posted a video later on showing, look, this is all that happened to me. They didn't get me. They didn't do shit, man. I noticed when dudes always get in fights like that, they're quick to run to the internet nowadays and be like, look, it ain't even that bad. It ain't even that bad. It's something, though. It's something. Of course, it's not that bad. It's Tommy Gunz and a dude that weighs 110 pounds. I wouldn't expect it to be that bad. The point is, you're out there with your old lady, man, putting her in danger, engaging with this dude. Tommy, look, there's no rules in the Norteño handbook that says every time you see a Southsider, you got to get off. I don't know what people tell you. Southsiders too, listen up. I don't know what people tell you. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college, right? There's nothing in the handbook. In fact, there is no handbook, right? But there's nothing that says anytime you see a Norteño or anytime you see a Sureño that you have to get off. No, you don't have to. Because a lot of the OGs, you know what they're going to do? They're going to do this when they see Vatos in the mall walking by, homie. Sur gang, this is what they're going to do. What's up, bang? They're going to be aware. They're going to keep their eyes, but they're not going to rush and get off every time. Now, this happened in Bakersfield, California, not in Tulare County. All the individuals involved, allegedly, are from Tulare County. That guy, K-Loke, the D-Loke or whatever his name is, K-Loke. The one who fought from Barrio Centraporos, which is Porterville, a city in Tulare County, which has a deep, rich history of Norteños. There's a lot there. And then, of course, you have the Pixelanero himself, Tommy Gunz. So something tells me that these guys, it was just a coincidence that they happened to meet up in Bakersfield at the mall. Now, you guys got to understand, Bakersfield is not far from Tulare County. It's the next county over, right? So Bakersfield does have a pretty big mall. It's a bigger city. So a lot of people are going to go there. You know, obviously this guy didn't feel his life was in danger. This northerner, he's walking around Bakersfield at the mall, feeling comfortable, and just happens to run into Tommy Gunz. It's a coinky dinky, right? It's a coincidence. And, you know, the way Tommy Gunz is, this image he has to uphold, he's a youngster, first of all. He's right now in his prime in game banging. You know, if you're 20-something years old and you're barely fighting inside malls, you are 10 years behind, Holmes. We were doing that when we're 8, 9 years old. Okay, that mall fighting and all that bullshit, man, that's fighting in the school area and all. Nah, bro, we've been done that. Motherfuckers was already hitting people, whacking people, going to fucking YA in prison. Straight up. Not saying that's how you really game bang. I'm just saying it seems like the progression of Tommy Gunz' game banging, and even that Northerners is 10 years behind. Now, they're enemies, righteous enemies. You know, I'm sure they might have done time together. They look around the same age. They know of each other, and Tommy Gunz seen him. He's seen Tommy Gunz. Now, whoever started game banging and banging on each other first, I don't know. But it ended up in a fucking Rudy Poot ass fucking knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone fight. And it's not a big deal. But people are running around, hey, Tommy Gunz beat this Norteno up. No, Tommy Gunz didn't beat this Norteno up. Tommy Gunz and his homeboys jumped in Norteno. You know, oh, man, this Northerner is righteous because he got off first. No, this Northerner is dumb for putting his old lady in danger. At the end of the day, man, it's just a fucking goddamn fight. Nothing real serious about it. You know, I'm not trying to downplay the efforts of the North and South. I'm just saying, man, when's enough? There's a lot of innocent bystanders that took their children to the mall, people that are walking through the mall trying to get a good deal. If you notice, the mall was pretty empty, though, because motherfuckers can't afford it. We can't even afford gas to get to the mall in this day and age. There's a lot more priorities to worry about rather than fucking some fat Northerner and 2 sucked up Southerners going at it, right? But Tommy Gunz is quick to pull out the motherfucking camera. You know what I'm saying? We're going to call him Tommy 2 times. I'm going to go get the camera. Like, that dude always has a camera in his hand, always has a phone. Wants to show everybody, you know, wants to vlog his fights. He don't never show you him going to the restaurants or engaging with women or chilling. I mean, one time he had condoms in his mouth, but he don't never show you just like vlogging his daily life on some good shit. You don't ever see Tommy Gunz out there with the children, man, helping them out, showing them how to play baseball, signing autographs for fucking, you know, kids that fucking have dyslexia. Like, you don't never see any of this. All you ever see is him engaging in fucking arguments with bulldogs, him fighting with Norteños, him disrespecting people. Like, hey, bro, you might as well just stop rapping and just vlog, just be the world's most dangerous gangbanging vlogger. Because that's all that this guy's career is going to be about. Do you honestly think, look, here's a message for Tommy Gunz. He doesn't know the game, man. There's no one lacing him up. He's thinking, he's getting all hyped. Hey, he's still in the gang. We fucked that guy up. Could you tell by the Sunday on the wall? No, bro. I seen your homeboy throwing some knees. And Tommy, you threw one good right hand, right? But I seen you backing up too. Like I said, he does Miyagi-Do karate, man. He backs up to get his stance every time. And that could just be the way he fights, man. He wants to make sure he's ready, right? Hey, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Look, this dude, Tommy Gunz, does not understand. And here's some game, right? No added preservatives. The more you keep releasing these videos of these little fucking punk-ass fights, 2 things are going to happen. Someone's going to get hurt in the process, and you're going to get charged. You're going to be fucking over there learning how to hoop with Wes Watson, incarcerated. Or 2, your career is going to take a shit because there's going to be no sponsors, no people that want you around. Because every time you go to a concert, every time you're in public, you don't know how to fucking act. You act like a goddamn animal, homie. You don't have no self-respect. You don't know how to act in public. You're like one of those kids. Hey, shut the fuck up, man. We're going to go over there and you're not going to ask anyone for no food and you're not going to act stupid. That's what my mom used to tell me, right? Know how to act. Act right. You don't act right, bro. You're not a dangerous person, but you put people in dangerous situations. You know, a person that's out there gangbanging and fighting and recording and putting their homeboys on blast and putting themselves on blast are not the fucking type of people you want to be around. And there's not going to be no sponsors, no people that run concerts that want you around. Because last time you did a concert up there in the Pacific Northwest, what happened, Holmes? What happened? You get into it with the Northerner. Whether he was gang banging on you or not, you got to be a professional, homie. Let that shit go. We'll catch you after the fucking concert. That's it, right? But I'm trying to make my feria here and perform for my people who paid harder money. I'm not going to spit at people and fucking rush them off stage. Like this Vato, and people, oh, he's a real one. That's not a real, it's a real stupid one. To be honest with you, I don't care if he was a Northerner or a Southerner. It's just real stupid. Now, as far as this fight that happened at this Bakersfield mall, look, I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I've never got off in the mall and we ain't never did things we did back in the days, man. You know, I remember engaging with the enemies, but I also remember one time being in the mall and a quick little story, right? It's relevant. I just got out of Y. I'm 18 years old, Mongolian down, man, thinking I'm a gangster. And I was with like 4 or 5 hitters, like dudes that end up becoming straight up criminals, right? We're walking through the mall. We're going to this place called Work World. That's where they sold Dickies and all the Dickie brand, you know, and all the homies wanted to get Dickie shorts, white t-shirts, all that, right? And so I remember at that time, man, I was all Dickie'd out the game, silver tabbed, going to fucking Miller's Outpost. So we're in the mall and we see our enemies, our righteous enemies, another Varu, that Nortenos too. But at that time, red on red was happening, right? And these dudes were like with the business. And we see them, and it's like the OK Corral. We're in the middle of the mall, like, and me just getting out of YA, I had a different mentality. I could have been like, fuck it, la primera lives, right? We could have got off. But my mentality back then was, I just done time with Vatos from these guys' barrio. Like, I just did time with enemies. We put all that shit to the side for one northern cause, right? So I get it. One of their shot callers' name was Peg Leg, right? He had a brother named Zeke. They were both there. I get that leg, I pull him to the side, like, hey, bro. And I was like, man, you know, I'm just with the North of business, bro, all this. And no breaking it down or nothing, just explaining my stance. We can get off where we're mad at. And look, homie, we're going to win, eh? You know what I mean? We can see that homeboy right there. He has devastating hands. But at the same time, respecting the fact that they were claiming the same thing I was. And, you know, we let it go, man. And one of my homeboys was young and he was dumb. He was from the hoop, right? He was like, man, I'm ready to get off where I'm at. And I had explained to him the reasons why I did what I did. He was like, nah, bro, you broke it down to them fools. I said, nah, I broke it down to them fools. Exactly what it is and what the cause is and how we're in the middle of a mall with a whole bunch of kids and people looking at us, people gathering around us, and they're going to tell. Now, this predates phones and all that shit, so we weren't getting recorded. You know, I think the only phones back then were the flip phones, but still, at the end of the day, everyone was with their pager. Like, at the end of the day, we could have caused and created more chaos, and it wasn't worth it. And you know what? We respected each other for life. All those that were involved in the altercation, every time we'd see each other in public, it was like, what's up? Because we knew what it was. Everyone stood on business, but everyone stood for business. Look, Tommy Gunz believes in what he believes in. I believe that Norteno also does too. And this was just fucking 2 individuals who have a beef with each other. You know what's crazy? It's not even a personal beef. It's not like they fucking just hate each other. This beef between North and South has become so deeply rooted in the minds of people that they fucking hate each other. They've never even met each other. Now, whether Tommy Gunz actually knows this guy and they do have a personal fucking hatred for each other, I understand that. But right now, everyone's 0-0 because it didn't look like the Northerner got beat up at all whatsoever. He got a few scratches on his face. It looked like he got off first. It looked like he landed some punches. And Tommy, you can't count like, yeah, you jumped him, right? You jumped, you could have handled it one-on-one. But again, man, nothing wrong with jumping. I know people are going to be like, yeah, what do you mean? I said what I mean. Motherfucker jumped them because it's always better get off with them. That's how it is, right? When will Tommy Gunz learn? Stop pulling out your phones. Stop chasing clout. Stop saying, hey, we beat him up, hey, we beat him. Or I beat him up, hey. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You and your boys jumped the guy and didn't even knock him out. That motherfucker got up, threw a gang sign, walked away, and went and bought him some shoes at Target. I don't know, man. That's just what I'm saying. Let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive for what I truly and honestly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors out there in Turlock, California, man. If you're ever in the Central Valley in the 209 area, Turlock, make sure that you tap in with the Barrio. Go get you something icy, something refreshing, and something cold to drink. Also, by Sticks and Stones Yard Service out there in Tucson, Arizona. If you're ever in the area, man, make sure that you look the homeboy's number up and go support small local raza businesses, man. Have him pull up and take care of you. He's going to hook you up at a cheap price, man, but great labor. You know what it is, man. This is the gun. Support the raza. Bang, bang. Don't jump them. Support them. Let's go.